All right, we're back again with another episode of new releases, and we're gonna go straight into this. Do you want to introduce yourself, bro?
Regimental, Jimmy B-Boy. I've got a number of aliases. At the moment, I'm running with Legacy Tapes, which is not a moniker for this whole hip-hop thing, but yeah, man, this is what it is, man. We're just putting down a legacy and the tapes, and we're going to put the music out and make it available instead of keeping it on your hard drive for everyone else to think one day you might release it.
I know you from many years ago, so I know that you've got a history.
Yeah?
How would you sum that up in pretty much
All right,
one
I'm going to
paragraph?
sum up the history really quickly.
Yeah, just one paragraph.
So, I've been around musical people, I've been around influential people, and at the end of the day, I found something I like doing, which is recording vocals onto music. I didn't even know that a producer is just literally the person who puts the people in the right place to make something happen. So by the time I started doing that a few times and making myself my own star of my own show before social media, like, are you mad? This is crazy, man. So this is what I've been. I've been a man who can push buttons and literally not make magic happen. I just put vocals down. From here, I've done film, I've done theatre, lighting, rig. Like I say, man, means to an end. Welcome to hip hop.
When you say you've done film, are you talking just the behind the scenes production work or the acting and stuff?
Last year, this is how stupid it is. So through the music, I was thinking, you know, I like Dirty Dancing as a film. This is my stupidity. The soundtrack is what takes you. So I was making music, projects, not albums, just projects. And I thought, I've got to turn this project into a visual. So I did some music videos initially where I was documenting family events. So I'd film a birthday and then I'd write a track afterwards. So we got the film already and then I'm going to write a film score. So I thought, let's do it the other way around. Let's write a score and then make it into a film. So I made an album, which is the score, turned it into a visual. And then last year that got picked up for the, let me tell you what it is now, the Black History, it must be, but basically it's the Caribbean Film Festival.
When we were getting ready to get started, you said, fuck an album.
Yeah.
Explain.
All right, albums are beautiful. Please don't get me wrong. I say fuck an album because I love albums. It's usually a body of work, isn't it? They've been working on years. I remember waiting for Michael Jackson's album. The world is a bit different now. We're a bit instantaneous and a bit. To say I like projects. Projects is a better word. It's not really fuck an album because albums are still projects, and it's usually, like I was saying, Michael Jackson's album. Me waiting for that to come out. That was a big thing. We don't work on that, guys, anymore. Things are a little bit different. So you can have your project how you want to have it. I'm almost taking it back to the artist ownership. It doesn't have to be an album or an EP. It could just be a bag of singles that have got 10 remixes and it's a project. And at the end of the day, I'm looking to make projects work. I don't know whether you're into TikTok syncing and things of that nature, but a body of work, I made an album about running. I say an album, it's a body of work, it's a project. I made an album about love songs. I just put them all together. Some of them came in one day, some of them I've done in a week, some I've done in a weekend, some I've gone on a special expedition and recorded in Colombia or something silly and thought, yeah, projects. What call it an album? You can just have projects. And I got loads of them.
That's a really interesting thought process because most of the people, especially people from my generation, we would just look at it as a single EP album.
I think I made 3 albums, but the next one I make has to be of weight and of worth. But beyond that, projects in between.
Explain to me about Legacy.
Legacy, okay. Legacy Tapes came about. I wanted to make a project called Legacy Tapes in the first place. And then I met a producer called Daniel El Campion. I met another producer called Nico. These are, I say, my links from other parts of the world. One of these boys is Venezuelan and one's from Mexico. As a collective, I never liked the name Regimental. Regimental is something I've ran with for years. I never liked it. I picked it up driving past a museum. It's Lichfield Regimental Museum. So when I picked it up and ran with it and I never managed to get rid of it, it was good because on Google I spelled it R-E-G-G-I. Regimental. You can't mistake. If you're looking for me, you can find me. Again, it's awkward to spell. When I looked at Legacy Tapes and it's available, go get it. You can go on Twitter and find me at just Legacy Tapes.
How long have you had the Legacy Tapes name?
I'd say legacy has become a tainted word because now everyone's picked it up.
Yeah.
Let's not even go into it but that's part of what it is. It's a word. But let's say since 2008, at least we picked up Legacy Tapes from there. And it allows me to release more music, because when I say picking up legacy tapes, I looked at Wu-Tang, and with their personas, they can make rap 3D. So when we're talking 3D rap, you can make rap like you were going to act in a film. So I can be Brad Pitt as legacy tape. Regimental is me. If I speak to Ray Brooks, he'll always tell you that Regimental was you. You didn't have to put on a persona. The other rappers you're with, they turn into somebody else when they put their rap name on. But you're just you. So Regimental is actually me, me, and me. Legacy tapes means a lot more. And at the same time, it doesn't mean anything. It could be anything. It could be me and different producers, or it's an umbrella and a company and a business and an entity.
You're here basically because we're talking about projects.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on a project that you've got that's coming out.
Yeah.
When is it coming out, first of all?
It's out now.
Okay.
Guys 1 of it is out now. It's about to come out in 5 or 6 different renditions. But as I say, we can talk about it if you want.
Yeah, I mean, what I really want to know is I want to basically pull out 3 tracks and get you to explain what those 3 tracks are and why you wrote them, why you recorded them in the first place, I guess.
This is where I get to throw it on you then.
Okay.
So we got 7 Deadly Sins. It's called 7. Legacy tapes produced by Semantics the Sorcerer. Which do you know about 7 Deadly Sins?
Yeah, of course. Come
on, you name one and I'll go through it. Any which way.
Okay, Sloth.
Okay, Sloth. So Sloth, 1 track will be on there, and it's called Sloth. Features on there, my old rapping partners from back in the day. I moved from Tamworth to Derby. I'm a little town boy, I guess. By the time I got to the city, I bumped with a new crew, my day 2 people, Briscoe and Jordan. These are, like I say, my young cats, and I started a rap crew back in about 2006 with them. I've re-enveloped everybody back. To put people in the studio with, okay, I like rap. I love hip hop. Let's never mind rap. I hear rappers just babbling on about stuff. Let's have a concept. Let's put it in a box. I like emotions. I said I like Dirty Dancing. It. Each track represents an emotion. So when we go with these 7 Deadly Sins, what does Sloth mean to you? So when I bring these kids in, we got space to put down even bars. I wanted to make this project a bit of a jumper where no rapper's going to rap for more than 4 bars. You get 4 bars to shine and do your thing. But yeah, that's it. So Sloth, produced by Semantics the Sorcerer. The whole project has been done in a weird way because I feel weird about this day and age. I've been on YouTube and found beats that I like. Isn't that weird? You can go on YouTube and I used to have to find a producer. And so I rapped on some beats that I liked. Didn't tell anyone where I got them from. And I've had these beats remixed by my old school producer who I've worked with many years ago.
And that's Semantics.
That's Semantics. So this is just a different way of working. I'm talking about making film scores and then turn it into a visual, or making a visual then turn it into a score. So just looking at ways of flipping stuff over without getting AI all in it. So Sloth, basics, bring you in the studio, physically bring you in the studio. No remote, you come into the studio. It's going to be smoky, whatever, who cares? And yeah, that's the one subject. Go for Sloth. And yeah, I'm a lazy. When you hear it, you'll know, man. It talks about being lazy, and then on the other hand, being motivated to go, and go. What's the next one? What we got? All right. Hopefully you'll hit the one.
Greed.
Come on, greed?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go further into this project. Samples. I like hip hop samples. When I listen to this Wu stuff, I'm going to say we came up on Wu. I love samples. So to hear samples is great. I spoke to you about Small Island Stories, which was in the Caribbean Film Festival. We made our own samples. Basically, we've gone around and recorded people's voices. From there, you can make your own samples. For Small Island Stories, it was Caribbean people who were probably on their deathbed or getting close to death. So even now, I've captured some samples that you can't get no more. They're originals, and they're gold dust. Another project I did, captured samples of my old grandparents, a lot of them dead now. When we talk about this track, Greed, here, I've got a friend who's an old punk, very opinionated guy. I've had him star in this album, this project. So on 7, his voice features on every track. Just spoken word. His take on each of these 7 Deadly Sins. So he speaks on greed and him being a greedy man and having a collection of records that would take him 7 years to listen to. Does that make him a greedy man? Yeah. We have more. We always have more. And yeah, within greed, I could sing you the hook, but you got to go and listen to it. And like I say, do you feel greedy?
Me, no way.
Okay. These tracks make for discussion points. Part of making this project in its own right is that, what does greed mean to you? How much you want? How much you need? How much have you bought and how much your fees? There's so much to think about. At the end of the day, if you look at the balance, most times, like I say, you can always have more. Do you need it? Listen to greed, discuss it with yourself, maybe open the project up to features and then people drop their own thing on. And again, it's a 4-bar affair where I don't want any MC to shine for too long, but at the same time, I want you to shine the most that you can within a 4-bar loop.
So pick one more to talk about because we've got one more left.
I'm going for Wrath. It was written to some other beats. I've gone online on YouTube and I'm looking for Griselda type beat. Do you know about Griselda?
Yeah, come on.
It's all this.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's big. Sometimes I just want the vibe and then I can write to this stuff. So my friends heard it and let's say these guys are, music's changed. People don't even listen to the same stuff. I don't think he listens to anything. So when he's heard it, all he can hear is in the beat, do-dum-dum, do-dum-dum. That's all he can hear. So when he's put his verse on there, it starts off with just had a phone call from the teacher. Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. Daddy's feet coming down the stairs. She started screaming because I beat her. Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. Daddy's feet coming down the stairs. That putting imagery into people's heads. I don't know how many people have upset their dad and felt his wrath when he's coming. But like I say, that track there, and again, you'll find a sample from my old friend who's a punk, making our own samples. Yeah, wrath. Have you ever exercised your wrath? This is me asking questions because these tracks are talking points like that. I think the whole part of Seven, though, in its own right, is it's not a take on the film, but it's our take on Seven, the number, and acting. Because some of it, again, this Legacy Tapes guy is regimental, is me. I don't want to say to something that's out of character. I can't do that. As Legacy Tapes, let's say I can say anything. I'm making a film right now. Seven will appear as a film. That's the next step. So it's been put that way. Next, we've got to turn it into a film. And when I say gonna, it's coming.
What would you say to sell Legacy Tapes in the best way that you can?
Okay, Legacy Tapes, to sell it as the best way I can.
And your project?
Seven is probably the most organic project you're going to find on the market right now. A bunch of MCs who, let's say they don't care, but they do care. We have families nowadays. We are doing things differently. To say I'm 42 and I still manage to maintain a studio and get people to record, and is it all worth it? Is it for nothing? At the end of the day, this is a legacy and it will be my legacy. I don't know what happens when I disappear off this earth and stuff's still on Spotify. I need to make sure I wire that money to my daughter, but I mean, all this stuff, it is probably for nothing. But what you'll find here is the most genuine legacy. That's what I will sell it as. The most I don't have a care for the money, for the fame. I'd like the fame, don't get me wrong. But it's probably the respect and the notoriety for just being able to put stuff together, man. Like I say, we've been through a lot in terms of just being here still. And this is what fulfills me, just to be able to make music, listen back to it, review it, share it, and politic over it.
That's what music is.
I think so. I
think if music doesn't touch those nerves, then there's something missing.
I think nowadays we have lots of YouTube ability, so you can display whatever emotions are on your mind without the creative element. You just go on your flipping Facebook and say what you want to say and leave. I don't do that. That's maybe out of preference, maybe I should, but I prefer to exercise it through music and make it a creative output that not masks my emotions, because this is where my music comes out still, but I need to be able to work on it before I put it onto a page and get it out. Yeah, that's part of the struggle with this hip hop, and I keep calling it like WWF. I still call it WWF because I'm an 80s kid. But there's a reality aspect to it, and then there's the, what do they call it? The make-believe.
It's a facade.
It is a facade. But then it's my religion at the same time, this hip hop thing, so at the end of the day. With that said, best way to promote the album then, your 7 Deadly, which one are you most guilty of?
Probably not sleeping, and that doesn't exist in the 7 Deadly Sins.
That's good. I like that, man. Nice answer. Yeah. In good respect, though, make sure you go find 7. Legacy Tapes. It's available on Spotify. You can find it. It's there.
Where can people find you?
Spotify. You're going to look for Legacy Tapes. If you do look for Regimental, I'm available.
Are you on socials?
I'm on social as Regimental. You can tell you my real name, but nah, bro. You can find me, man. I'm available. Seriously. Legacy Tapes is what you want to look for. And I think that's the bottom line, man. This is what we're trying to put it all in the box with the umbrella. My own motion framework company is another umbrella, but Legacy Tapes will tick all the boxes. Yeah, even go Alexa, play Legacy Tapes. Try that. Try that now. Big up to Tandika, my producer of making, man. Like I say, just big up Blade. Big up 521, Nick. And the chauffeur who got me here. The world needs more love, and that's what's missing. So at the end of the day, man, just remember that, yeah, you might not be a religious person, but it comes down to one thing. And yeah, man, emotion. That's the love is probably the one you can't put your finger on, but yeah, man, follow it through. If you're drawn to something, go to it. That's my final words. If you're drawn to something, go to it, unless it's bad.
That's a good place to end.
Love.
But before we finish off, though, I just want to say, you can see I'm wearing the Hard Noise T-shirt. So for anybody who's a fan of Hard Noise, and if you're not, go and check out their music, and you will become a fan. Go and support the merchandise. They've got a webpage. I might put it in the description.
Untitled.
But Hard Noise, Untitled, Mice in the Presence of the Lion, Serve Tea Then Murder. Yeah. So yeah, basically we're talking legacy.
Yeah.
There's no better legacy than this right here.
Listen, it will be around forever, man, with the Legacy Tapes. Hard Noise, Untitled.